Hi there, Jennifer Main for video 2 on daily practices. So, in the last video, we talked about breathe, move, and meditate, and I just wanted to go into a few other aspects that are you could argue they're equally as important as the breathe, move, meditate, but again, just to break it down so it's not all at once and to give you some space and time to work through them. That's what we've done here. Um, Another massive thing in terms of your daily practice is your sleep health, your sleep hygiene and quality, and what you're doing to support that. And, our bodies and our minds need it. But so often we are doing things like we're on our phones until late at night. We're not giving ourselves the time and space to kind of decompress, to allow our minds to settle, all those things that are important. So everybody's got different sleep habits, different things that work for them. So I think it's really finding a practice, again, that's going to work for you where, again, you're off screens a little bit earlier on. Sometimes breath work. A lot of people use breath work or things that kind of de-stress, down regulate the body and the mind to help them drift off more quickly. Another thing that's really good to do is to, before you go to bed, to make a list for the next day, to put things in order, at least get an idea of what the next day is going to hold, because then if you kind of got that decided and got that down, your mind can stop trying to work those pieces out and figure that out. So I would say if there's issues with your sleep or things that are not working very well, that is definitely worth addressing, because that is going to affect so much of your life. The next thing is eat real food. It's very simple. Like, there's a million different diets. And obviously there's no one diet that fits for everybody. All of our bodies are different. We all respond to different foods in different ways. But what you'll find over and over again is if you can eat real food more often than the non-real food, and if you can find food that your body agrees with, that doesn't inflame your body, that doesn't create any other stress or amplify the stress that's already there, that's a simple step you can take to just introducing more greens, more vegetables, more fruit, or again, whatever it is that your body can digest and works well with. So again, there's lots of information online. It's worth researching. It's worth playing with that. If you know that when you're eating, you start to feel heavy or tired or irritable afterwards, then that's a sign that it's good for you to address that. So eat some real food. Eat something fresh that comes off the ground or out of the ground, not something that's processed, that has introduced a lot of chemicals or things like that to make. Another one is get outside. And for me, what kind of goes with this is to also start to sync up with the seasons and with the cycles of the earth. We're not meant to be indoors in a heated or air-conditioned space all the time. Our bodies are meant to get hot or cold. We are meant to feel the elements. We are meant to, not be so much in the artificialness that we create that gives us comfort. We all feel more comfortable in a heated or air-conditioned home. But if you can allow yourself to have some time and space outside, you get some direct sunlight, vitamin D, good stuff for your body. Your body adjusts to the environment. People's immune systems get better. They sleep better. Like, there's just an infinite number of reasons to get outside. So even if it's just a walk every day or just some time out to just let the sun hit your face, there's lots of information about, getting up with the sunrise, seeing the sunrise and what that does for our bodies. So I would say, again, play with that idea of, if I could get outside, what would be the best way for me to do it? Is it while I'm exercising, while I'm moving? Is it just, or while I'm meditating, is it just to kind of soak up some sun, but also allowing yourself to kind of connect with the elements, connect with the weather, and be human? We are animals on this planet. Our physical bodies are, we are meant to be connected and feeling and in sync with this stuff. So your body is able to adjust much better, it more understands of what's going on in terms of the cycles of the weather and the seasons, if you allow yourself to do that as well. Um, Another one is to really allow yourself to be present with your emotions. And again, I know we live in quite a fast-paced world. We can get caught up in just stuff that takes up our time, distractions and things like that. And subconsciously, we often choose those things because we want to be distracted from how we feel. If we feel like we're suffering or grieving or are going through losses or disconnections or whatever it is that you as an individual or we as a collective humanity is going through. But the more we disconnect from our emotional selves and the way we feel, the more sick we become, like on lots of levels, physically, emotionally, energetically. So it's worth taking time every day to check in with how have I felt through the day? What's been really great, what's not been so great. Is there something that's lingering that's good for me to address, that it would be good for me to talk about with somebody, with the person I'm having an issue with? And just allow yourself to kind of be real with it. You don't have to have all the answers for how to fix it. But even if you just take that time to check in, you'd be amazed at how much starts to resolve just because you're listening to yourself, just because you're honoring that you're in a process or that you are feeling some emotions. And even if they're uncomfortable, that witnessing is something that can make a big difference for yourself. And the last thing I would say, again, we could add loads more to this list, but the last thing I would say is to listen to music. Music, we've been making music as beings for thousands and thousands of years. It connects us to other people. It connects us with our bodies, with our hearts. When you're listening to music that you really enjoy, it becomes such an embodied thing. Your whole body responds, your cells respond. And whether, again, you start to move with it, or it's just that it eases your mind, or it reconnects you with something that's beautiful, something that's creative, something from your past that you enjoyed, it can really change the way you feel. So you can actually use music to change your feeling, to change your energy, you can use it to upregulate if you've got to do something that takes more energy. You can use it to kind of downregulate if you need to be focused and calm. Find music that you love and or allow yourself to explore music that you could love. I would recommend a bit of both, actually. So that's my kind of additional for daily practices. Again, please feel free to get in touch with me, share with me what you're using. I actually have some playlists on Spotify. You can find me there. On social media, you can find me at WithJennifer44 or my website, withjennifer.com. I would love to hear from you. Thanks.